up, y'all? We are back with another video, and today we're gonna do a mukbang starring Alina, and Alina is over there on the floor. So today we are going to talk about our experience with being pregnant with twins and giving birth to twins and after the labor. So I would say for me, that pregnancy was no joke. I was tired from day one. I even talked to my friend. I had a conversation with my friend. We went to dinner, and that's when I first found out I was pregnant. And I was like, I'm like so tired. And I was not like that with Livy. I felt like everything was emphasized. Like, is that a right word, emphasized?
What you mean?
Everything was, when I want to say like double, it's emphasized.
I think emphasize. Yeah, everything was just intense. Everything was more intense.
No, I'm saying like it was 10 times stronger than what it was.
Intense.
Intense. Okay. Okay. But anywho, like I was 10 times more hungry, 10 times more tired. Like everything was just so intense, and I was like, this is weird. This is, I don't know what's going on.
Why ain't we eating? I'm hungry.
So yeah, let's eat. So
here she go back there. Here she go, look at her.
You want some chicken?
Thirsty already.
Look her little eyeball.
Sit here, sit with mommy. I get Alina after she done, boo boy.
Want some chicken? Okay, y'all, so don't judge. I chew it up a little bit, like with my teeth.
That's what all parents do that.
And I give it to her. I just don't want her to choke. She don't got a tooth yet. Lena does have a tooth now. There's her behind you. She's pooping right now. But, so.
Wait. She gonna tell y'all her experience and I'm gonna tell y'all mine.
Oh yeah, how we found out. Let's talk about that. So, there you go. I took a pregnancy test because I figured there might be something up. And it came out negative. So, my period was supposed to come the next week. So, he's like, just wait it out. Don't get no more. Just wait till you get your period. So, the day before I was supposed to get my period, I was like, this is something up. Something ain't feeling right. So I got a pregnancy test without him knowing, and I figured I was gonna take it in the bathroom, and if it's negative, I'm just gonna throw it away and not tell him I got another one. If it comes out positive, I tell him. So he was in the room playing the game. I had the bathroom door locked because he like going in there when I'm in the bathroom. So you should have seen, you should have known what was up. He came to the bathroom. He's like, "What'd you lock the door for?" I'm like, "I'm using the bathroom. Leave me alone." So I took the test. It came out almost instantly positive. And I started, did I yell your name out?
You ain't
I think I was like, "Babe,
you just said,
come
babe.
Here."
Yeah, you ain't really say nothing for real.
And then I showed you the pregnancy test. What did you think after that?
I thought you was lying. That's why I made you take the other two.
So it came with 3. And this is how I knew it was gonna come out positive, because when I went to the store, I was trying to find the one with 2, but they didn't have no more. They just had the ones with 3, and I was like, "Oh, this is it. This is it. This is a sign." So I showed it to you, and he like instantly was like, his eyes got big, and then he made me take another one in front of him. And then what did you think after that when that came out positive?
When that one came out positive, I was like, "Oh shit."
Was you scared?
I wasn't scared, but I was scared. Like I ain't really had no feeling towards it right then and there. I was more shocked than anything. I wasn't really like, it ain't really settled in until like hours later. That's when it really settled in.
So we had to wait the next month, and then I'm telling you, I was so tired. I was tired my whole pregnancy, but we the next month we went to the doctor and we got a ultrasound. Now I had spotting, like for some reason I was bleeding and I didn't know what was going on. I didn't think that was normal. So they had me get an ultrasound early just to make sure everything was cool. So we went to get the ultrasound, and I'm just, in my head, I'm just thinking, like, I hope everything's cool. And, you know, this still first trimester. That can be, like, really rocky. So I'm just nervous about that. I ain't thinking nothing else on my mind. And she, you know, start looking on the little sonogram and stuff. And the computer is faced her way. So she starts smiling. And then she turned the screen and she was like, okay, so I see what's going on. Let me show you. And she turned the thing around. She's talking about,
well,
so,
there's two. I'll never forget them words. I'll never forget them words.
There's two.
And I'm sitting there like, two what? Like, she was, like, there's two.
My mouth dropped.
Almost cried. Almost cried.
My mouth dropped. And then when I turned to look at him, and he's sitting there like, and I instantly got weak. Like, I couldn't do nothing else but laugh. Like, I could not keep calm. And she had to keep finishing with taking pictures and stuff, and I could not be still. I kept laughing. Man, what was going through your head when she said that? What are you gonna do? Like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah, like, the same thing that goes through every dude with it. They had their first kids. Bro, what am
like,
I
oh my God, how am I about to do this?
Right, how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna do that? Like, it's a lot.
I was thinking like, I was just thinking like, oh my God, I'm about to have 2 more kids. That's what I was thinking. Like, what the heck? What did we get ourselves into? Hi, Mama. Hi. But, so, he called his mom or your brother first?
I think I called Aaron first. I called my brother first.
Yeah.
And then I called my mom afterwards.
So, when I told my mom, she was like, I need a drink. And she was at work.
Ooh, you stink.
So, the whole pregnancy though was,
I feel like it was smooth.
the whole pregnancy was smooth, but I was done. I was so done. I don't want to be pregnant with twins ever again because my body was aching so much. I couldn't get comfortable. It hurt so bad to get up out of the bed to go to the bathroom. And I was just so drained. And it was just, I was very uncomfortable the whole time. Whole 9 months uncomfortable. And so, let's fast forward to, do you think I was emotional during the pregnancy?
Yeah.
Maybe the first trimester, but
Nah, the whole pregnancy.
I was not emotional. I ain't never cried over nothing though.
Yes, you did.
Over what?
You woke me up in the middle of the night a couple times. I just loved you so much.
That's a lie. I do not remember that.
Dead serious. She was emotional. The whole pregnancy. She was emotional.
I don't think so.
It was though. You want some chicken, Liam?
I think I was emotional for the first part because we were still planning on moving out, and I felt like everything kept getting pushed back and stuff. That's the only reason I was emotional. But everything's ended up working out. We ended up getting a house and whatnot. But
I was nervous to tell my parents.
he couldn't even tell his mama. I had to tell her on the phone because he kept walking back and forth. And she's like, what is wrong with him? She's like, come here. You expecting? I was like, yeah. Was you just nervous on what she was going to say?
Nah, I was more nervous on how she was going to react. I wasn't nervous about what she was going to say.
Yeah. Like if she was going to be mad or...
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I kind of knew she wasn't going to be mad, but at the same time, I was grown.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we were in
so,
college.
Yeah, so it was...
We in our 20s.
20, so it's like, it ain't like I had a baby at 16 or 17. That would have pissed her off.
Yeah.
Same thing with my dad, like that would have made him mad too, but...
It's just a whole marriage thing. That's what my mom's big on.
Yeah.
So, you know. But what was I about to say? So fast forward to the day I went into labor. So a couple days before, was that Sunday? We went to Kings Island. When we go to Kings Island?
Saturday or Sunday.
So the weekend before.
It was Saturday.
Saturday, I went to Kings Island, and during the week, I was just doing stuff. And the day before, I went swimming. I was out for a while, just doing stuff. So I was trying to progress my labor, but it was on Friday. No, this was Thursday.
The induced date was July 12th at what, 6:30 in the morning or something like that.
Yeah, that was on a Friday, but I went into labor on Thursday. I started my contractions Thursday morning. I woke up early and they started at 8 o'clock, and they did not stop that whole day. They were 5 minutes apart that whole day. And I kept track of them. I don't know if I still got it or not. Excuse me. I don't know if I still have the list, but I got a whole list because I was trying to keep track. But in my head, I was having Braxton Hicks when I got dehydrated. So I'm like, I just woke up. Maybe I need to drink some water. Maybe I need to eat. And like when I hold in like my bladder, I had contractions. So I'm just thinking everything else. I'm like, this is not like the real ones. And so I'm telling him, let him know, you know, how far apart they are and stuff. And then when
I was really talking to her that whole day because I was at work when she was having all these contractions, and I'm like, all right, just take a nap and try to hold out till I get home. So I actually tried to leave work early.
Yeah, when we figured out like, okay, this is
2 minutes apart. They was like 2 or 3 minutes apart, and I told her like, bro, if you having them every 2 or 3 minutes, these the real things.
So I was telling her, I was like, yeah, come on home. This is like 2 o'clock. I was like, yeah, come on. And then he was trying to figure out. He was like, all right, I'll call you back later. So he called me back like maybe 30 minutes later, an hour later, I don't know. He said he could not come back home. And I was salty, like, I could be going into labor, right? Like, pushing them out.
And that was like my worst fear, is like missing like the whole birth.
Mm-hmm.
And my coworker, he actually told me the day before, was like, bro, you should call off. But I was so concerned. I'm like, man, this is my last day of work, and then I'm gonna be off for like. She got her head.
What is that in your mouth? You okay? Look, show everybody. Want some chicken?
Lord knows. But anyway, what was I saying? I don't even know what I was saying.
So he called his coworker.
No, my coworker. I was talking to my coworker about it the day before, and he was like, "Bro, you should call off." I wouldn't even go into work. So I was like, "Nah." And I said that only because I'm like, this is my last day of work. So, and then I'm off for like 2 weeks. So I might as well go in and just finish out the whole day or whatever. So my gut told me to call off.
Because they were going to induce me the next day. So that was his last day.
That was my last day of work.
They were going to induce me at 7 o'clock in the morning on Friday.
And this was Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So I was going to call off for Thursday and just stay home. And that's what my gut told me to do, but I ended up going to work anyway. And then I got a BS route. So I ended up...
When I told him, he was like, something told me to call off too.
Right. So
they said he couldn't get off because somebody couldn't replace him.
Right.
So I had to wait it out. I tried to take a nap.
No, you did take a nap. You took like
an hour
nap. And I was actually at my last stop when you took the nap. I was at my last stop. So I was like, all right, cool. I'll be home soon. So I rushed through that stop.
I didn't sleep that whole time.
Right.
I couldn't sleep.
Right. You would
so
sleep.
I was going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
30 minutes. But I took a shower. Okay. I hope she ain't swallowing nothing.
She good.
Because I don't know what this is. But, so I got out the shower, and I think by the time he got home, was I still in the shower?
Nah, you was out.
I was out. I just got out. So
you was getting dressed, I think.
I was laying on the bed, and I'm like, I think I could wait it out. And that's when they started getting more intense. So I called the nurse, and she was like, yeah, if they're 5 minutes or less, you should come to the hospital. And I'm like, well, I'll get induced in the morning. I was like, we could just wait it out. He was like, nah, let's go right now. And so as soon as we decided to leave, I felt like that's when it got more intense. Like they knew, like, okay, we ready. So by that time, it was 6 o'clock.
It was 5 something. Yeah, it was 5 something going on 6. It was like 5:40.
And so when we got to the hospital, what time was it?
We got to the hospital, it was like 6. When we got there and like actually got up to triage, it was like 6:10, 6:15,
Okay.
something like that.
So we got up to triage, and I'm telling you, the contractions were intense by then.
She was
I'm
6
like,
centimeters when we got there.
They're like, oh yeah, you're staying here. It's time. And they said right when we got there, and they checked me in, they said I could get the epidural. So, but the only thing was I had to get
the fluid.
2 bags of fluids. So I was at 6 centimeters before they started the bag of fluids. And then when they gave me, after I got all the fluids, I was 8 or 9 centimeters.
After you got all the fluids, you was 8 centimeters.
8 centimeters.
And then we got to the room, and like 10, 15 minutes after you got to the room, you was 9 centimeters.
Yeah, so they gave me the epidural, and that like took a while.
That took
It took
forever
like,
because
how long
it
did it
was
take them to put it in?
Like 30 minutes. And that's because you was having contractions at the same
Woo,
time.
they were, oh my goodness, they were so bad. The whole time I was having contractions, he was like, I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah,
that was his first time.
I felt bad, bro. Like,
That was
I felt
his
bad.
first, yep, for the very first time being like in labor.
Labor, birth, all of that stuff.
Yeah,
I ain't never
experienced it. So he's seeing how hard it can be.
I don't get it, man. Y'all females crazy. Y'all go through all that pain.
Because look,
Y'all females go through all that pain, but y'all still want to have more kids.
but you get
Y'all
this
tripping.
beautiful reward. See?
Man, look, all I'm saying is if a dude could have babies, it'd be a one-time trip.
You get a beautiful thing out of it. So 1 and 2. But anywho, so after they gave me that dang on epidural, it took 30 minutes for me to get it, and then 30 minutes. It seemed longer. 30 minutes for it to kick in.
Oh yeah, it was 30 minutes when it kicked in, but it was like 15 minutes. You was 10 centimeters, like right out there.
Yeah,
like
so
it was 15. It was like 15 minutes after you got it.
By the time that epidural kicked in, I was 10 centimeters.
You was going back to the room. It didn't kick in until you was about to give birth. Like it kicked.
I could have probably survived without getting it, because the only time I didn't feel anything is when her head was basically out, because we couldn't give birth in the actual birthing room where like you normally give birth.
Room.
We have to go in the labor room.
Yeah, we had to go to an operating room.
Yeah.
They say, I guess,
because it's more room.
There's a risk for twins, and it's a risk. So they make us go to the operating room just in case something do happen.
Yeah.
So we ended up going to the operating room.
Just in case, like, I need a C-section or something. Right. Somebody gets stuck, flipped around. Because it's easy for the second baby to get flipped around while the other baby's coming out, because there's so much movement and stuff.
Right.
So we went to the operating room. He was out of it. He didn't even have his phone. The nurse was like, do you have your phone? And he's like, no, go get it. So he ran and go get it. So he came back, and they switching me over to the next bed, and they're like, get your phone out, come on.
As soon as they put her legs up,
as soon as I laid down, they was like, baby, hand. She was already out. So she came out. I think I had to push once for her.
You pushed once for both.
Yeah, I pushed once to get the rest of Alani out. And then 7 minutes later, I pushed once for Alina, and she popped out. Like, I kid y'all not, that was the smoothest labor ever. Even though the pregnancy was not all that. The pregnancy was smooth too, but
the pregnancy was smooth.
I'm not being pregnant with
so fast.
Labor went so fast. Now, this is.
I can make this another video. The afterbirth.
The afterbirth, y'all. So, what do they say? The calm before the storm?
Yeah. The labor was
the
the
pregnancy
calm.
and the labor
was the calm.
Was the calm. And then after I had them,
we're gonna make another video talking
was
about
the
that.
storm.
We're gonna talk about that in another video.
Let us know if you want to hear our story about our postpartum. We went through
hell
and back. So let us know. If you like this video, leave a like. Ooh,
we ain't even gonna think. It ain't even gonna. No, let us know. We gonna tell y'all what happened, and this is just for information,
right?
On what could happen if you had twins. It's not guaranteed.
And this could happen even like if you don't have twins. Right. You just have to be conscious of listen to your body.
Right, and everything that happened to her could happen to anybody, but it's more common in twins or twins or more. Multiple. So if you have twins, triplets, anything after that, it could happen to you probably more often, or it'll be a higher chance of everything happening to you.
Yeah, so we're gonna make another mukbang or another story time and let y'all know. But thanks you guys for watching, and we'll see y'all later.
I gotta change this stinky baby.
Babies!
She didn't boo-boo everywhere.
Well, that could be another. Bye! Say bye-bye.
Stink.
Bye.